Going live. Okay, we are live. So, as we usually do, say hello to everybody who's watching this on the playback, because there's nobody currently here. All right. Maybe nobody will show up and then I can take a nap. Actually, it's not really a nap if it's this late. I'll just go to sleep early. Oh, nope. Someone showed up. Gotta stay. Hey, what's up, Mimsy's Garden? So it's just half of Roots and Refuge. Jessica is actually not here. No nap for me. It's not really a nap, though. It'd just be early bedtime, right? How's it going? Ruben, Jennifer, back to Roots Stead. What's up? What's up? I don't know what we're going to talk about. I usually just hang out with Jessica and let her do all the talking, but looks like we'll have to come up with something. Oh, man. Well, we love you, Australia. Anyone from Australia. We love Australia. How's it going, Kathy? North Star Prepsteader. So, guys, I can start saying that the Shindig is getting close, and it's looking like it's going to be pretty legitimate weekend of fun. So, if you guys are coming to the Shindig, get hype. What's up, T family? That's coming along. Actually, the fencing has been put on hold temporarily just until like probably Tuesday or so, because I've been waiting to get access to the track hoe again, and I didn't really plan it, but I actually got it yesterday evening after Jessica's sister got married yesterday. So I actually got the track hoe yesterday, and I spent all day today working on the stuff that I needed to get done. Which some of the stuff that we are doing today is like really changing the way it looks on our property. Like I can put the well in, or you can do certain projects that are good, but it doesn't really change like the way it looks, like when you pull up to it or see it in camera. But then you could change some stuff, like we took some trees down to make room for more garden space and other projects, and it like completely changes. Also, me and Ben took down that section of fence and the gate in the back that we were talking about. So it's back by the what's it called? Back by the no dig garden that we just put in. So that whole section of fence is down, the gate's down, and then the Bradford pears are gone. And then we're doing some other stuff. So I basically was doing a little, digging in the mud while Jessica's gone. It was fun. So, how's everyone doing? The base of the greenhouse. Okay. The base of the greenhouse is essentially like the Frankenstein greenhouse came with the base. It's about 4 inches thick. And we basically put down garden fabric and filled it up with what's called French drain gravel or sea ballast gravel. And so it lets water drain off. It doesn't let it pool up. And it's essentially the same base that we have in the window greenhouse, only instead of a pre-made base, I just used a 4x4 on the ground. So there you go. Oh, man. Whoa. Moving fast. Wanda Price, any suggestions for a chicken coop? Tens one rooster. Honestly, my suggestion is just go out to Google or Pinterest or whatever and just look for some plans of a small chicken coop. I mean, for that many chickens, you could find some pretty cool designs. If you're just looking for something super easy, I mean, triangles are good. The plastic totes that we use for our pig houses would be kind of an easy coop to set up. So it really just depends on what you're looking for. Yes, I see that you're on the chat, my love. I saw that. So thanks for texting me, though. Okay, yeah, so there actually is some pretty cool stuff. I was going to go ahead and talk about some of the things about the Shindig, just because that's what I've really been focusing on this week. Honestly, I spent a lot of time inside working out Shindig details. You know, Arkansas still is not caught up with other bigger cities as far as like really good like food options. Like the food movement hasn't really caught on here just a whole lot. And so we did not have much success finding like a really ethically sourced like meal option for Friday night. So we ended up just going with a really like good quality barbecue place. And that's what we're going to go with. So it'll just be like good old fashioned Southern BBQ. If you guys don't like barbecue, then you guys don't have to come eat. You can just get something else and hang out with us at the Friday night thing. So tomorrow, I think. Maybe tomorrow. Anyways, we've got a schedule lined out. I've got everything set up, and got everything like I said, planned out. What it's going to look like, who's all coming, all that stuff. So that's really cool. I can tell you that. I can tell you that Friday night is going to be a Q&A panel talking about media or YouTube, Instagram, stuff like that, and homesteading. And that's going to be Morgan Gold, Jake from White House on the Hill, Meg Haller, and Jess. And so if you guys have questions about like, you know, how did they find success, or how can they, you know, get some of your questions answered so you guys can start applying some different things. Like essentially that group of people has had success in different areas and has come at different times and different methods. And so putting them all together is really just going to be like a smorgasbord of YouTube homesteader knowledge. So if you guys want to have that conversation then, or have questions about that kind of stuff, then Friday night's going to be the place to hang out. And then also we'll just be there hanging out. So that'll be fun too. But honestly, what's really turned out to be kind of like a big deal that I didn't really think, like it wasn't as big of a deal last year, but it's really turned into a big deal this year, is the sponsors who are coming. So we have 6 sponsors. Baker Creek's coming back. Haas Tools is coming. Stark Brothers is a sponsor of the event now. Gallagher Fence, which I just did that electric fence video about. There'll be more videos about that stuff coming out. So Gallagher Fence, Murray McMurray Hatchery, and Grower Solutions. Okay. What's really kind of blown up this year, and this is really just for you guys, is we're doing giveaways. And each of the sponsors are providing, I told them whatever they wanted to. And man, they just took that and they're running with it. And so I'm actually going to be putting out a video like Tuesday, kind of going over all this for everyone on YouTube, but I'll give you guys like a prequel, you know, here's what's going to happen. It's because it's pretty exciting. So Haas Tools is coming, and he's actually sending up a ton of stuff to give away. I can't even, the monetary value of all this stuff, guys, it's silly to add it all up. It's really good. It's a lot. Haas Tools is giving away a ton of stuff. They're going to have stuff to give away at their booth, but they're also going to have some big ticket items to give away on the actual giveaway. So look at Haas Tools' website. Pretty much just all kinds of good stuff from that. I can't even, honestly, the list of stuff that he's giving away is long. And so I was like, I'm not going to read off the list. Okay. Second thing, Gallagher is providing essentially it's called an S100 Energizer. And that Energizer is the one that's rated for your poultry netting or pig netting. It's a pretty expensive Energizer. It's essentially like, comparable to the competition as what you would get if you bought the kit. And honestly, they're working on a kit that comes with their new turbo netting, which I have not been able to feature yet because I don't have it. And this is not a political thing. I don't have it yet because of the coronavirus. They're shipped in from New Zealand right now, and they can't get it through the port because of the coronavirus stuff. So if I had the turbo netting, I would totally be showing you guys. But anyways, this netting is like, from what I've read about it, it's super, like, it's going to be beefy. It's going to be super effective. I'm super excited to show you guys. But anyways, they're giving away an Energizer that'll run a poultry netting thing. And I'm telling you, this is a very nice piece of equipment. So that someone's walking away with an Energizer, which is cool. So Energizer, tons of stuff from Haas Tools. Stark Brothers is bringing some plants, so berry bushes, trees, and then a gift card. Murray McMurray is bringing a gift basket type stuff of just a bunch of different stuff and a gift card. So that means that you will be able to, if you get this, you'll be able to go buy your own chickens online and get them sent to your house. So someone's going to be getting some chickens from Murray McMurray Hatchery. Okay, so that's all very cool too. So Stark Brothers, trees, gift card, Murray McMurray, gift basket, gift card, Haas Tools, tons of stuff. Gallagher Electric Energizer, Baker Creek. So now they're setting up their table, which gives away a bunch of seeds. They're also submitting a gift basket full of seeds, hand tools, signed books, all kinds of stuff. So Baker Creek has their own gift basket that's going to be just loaded down with stuff. Now, I say all that to get to, honestly, one of the things that I'm most excited to give away to you guys. Seriously, when they told me that they would do this, I was like, this is going to be epic. Somebody is going to have their gardening life changed. So here it is. Drumroll. Grower Solutions is coming and setting up a 10 by 12 hobby commercial grade greenhouse at the event. And when the event is over, somebody is taking home a 10 by 12 greenhouse from Grow Solutions. There you go. Epic greenhouse giveaway. So I thought that was pretty cool. So somebody's getting a greenhouse, and it's a nice one. I'm telling you. Okay, so Saturday, someone just asked about Q&As on Saturday. Yes, there are 3 Q&As on Saturday also. So if that doesn't get you guys excited to come to the Shindig, I can't do anything else for you. You need to go check your pulse, because if you're a gardener and you don't get excited about what I just said, then you need to go get some counseling from Jessica. Because I thought that was pretty cool. And I'm not even that much of a gardener. I'm still learning. But I was like, man, that's pretty cool. So, yeah, big giveaways. Like, this is not small ticket items. Like, this is, I want to say, if you added up the value of all the stuff that they're just giving away, not even counting what they're doing to help put the event on, so it's an awesome event for you guys. I mean, it's a considerable sum of free stuff, not gimmicky stuff, like awesome, usable stuff. Okay, so someone was asking about the Q&As on Saturday. Let me go over that real quick. 3 Q&As. I'll have like I said, the schedule's coming out like Monday or Tuesday. So also something that we'll be launching when we post the video about the Shindig, we will have also gone live with rootsandrefuge.com. It's almost finished. Like, we're actually not the ones doing it. We're actually having someone do it for us, but they're going to have it done. We're going to go live with rootsandrefuge.com this week. It'll have a tab for the Shindig, have all the information you need to know. It'll have all about the sponsors, the schedule, all that stuff. On top of that, it's our website. So it's going to have blog posts. We'll have a recipes tab. We're going to have all kinds of stuff. And, we're finally getting the website done. And, that's going to be exciting too. So all that's kind of happening right now. But when I get the schedule out, I'll give you the exact times. But again, circling back to the Q&As, one will be called, I think it's called being resourceful on the homestead or something like that, or problem solving on the homestead. And essentially that's going to be like me, Zach Stivers, and I may miss somebody, but just forgive me. Me, Zach Stivers, Single Dad, Ben Vincent, Ben Holler, there may be someone else I'm missing. Anyways, we're going to be sitting on a Q&A panel just talking about how, we got to build this thing, or we got to, build a trellis, or we got to do this, and how do we accomplish it? How do we source materials? All that stuff. So it should be fairly helpful for people who are trying to get started or trying to make things better, to have, this group of guys is honestly who I feel like have got a really good knack for problem solving and building stuff. And all of our stuff is different. None of us are really building the same stuff. So that'll be cool. Another Q&A is going to be called Garden Talk. And actually on that one, we'll have Haas Tools. So Travis, our friend from Haas Tools, will be there, and he's like a garden guru. So that'll be cool. Jessica, obviously, Jen Stivers, Andrea, because I actually asked Ben, I said, so do you want to be up there too because you like the garden? He's like, no, put Andrea up there. So Andrea and Jake and Becky, or whichever, haven't decided on if they want to be on that one and if they want to go together. So anyways, it's kind of up in the air, but it'll be all about gardening stuff. All your gardening people will be up there. Meg Holler, I'm sure she'll be up there because she's a garden fiend. And then the last one will be the last Q&A for the day, is going to be about family life on the homestead and why we do what we do with our kids and why we think it's important. And that'll be honestly pretty much everybody, because we're all pretty much have families, except maybe Morgan Gold. He doesn't have any kids. Not yet anyways. So those will be the Q&A panels. Mixed into that, we'll have some presentations from the sponsors who will talk about their products and, say, hey, come find us at our booth and we'll answer all your questions. We're going to have there's someone local to Arkansas coming. I'd have to look up her name to know for sure. But she's a forager, a really well-known and experienced forager. So she's going to talk about edibles and foraging. And honestly, that's something that me and Jessica can't really teach anybody on because we don't know how to do any of that stuff anyways. So that's going to be cool. So she'll live music in the beginning. We'll have live music around lunch. Dan will be up there, picking up the guitar and singing his country worship songs or whatever. Let's see, is there something else? Oh, yes. There's a seed swap. I think it's between 11 and noon. And then from noon to 1 is going to be a live chicken butchering demonstration by Ben and Tom from Murray Hatchery. That will take place outside of the building, probably a good distance away, because there's probably people who don't want to go see that, and that's okay. But there are all people who want to go learn about that stuff. So there will be that for teaching purposes. Sorry, is it slowing down? I'm sorry. This is moving too fast. I don't have my teammate. How is the seed swap going to work? Okay, I'm not the seed swap kind of person, but I'm just going to kind of give you my understanding about it. You bring your seeds and then you swap them. Is that good? Does that explain it? All right. Hope that was enough. Now, if you guys want to put me in charge of the seed swap, I can make a pretty epic seed swap. So my style seed swap is like this. So everyone, you bring your seeds, then you bring them to me. And then I'm going to load them into an air cannon like you would do it like a basketball game where you shoot shirts into the crowd. And I'm just going to blast you guys with just random seeds. And whatever you catch is what you get to take home and plant. That's pretty epic. Not really good for like efficiency, but I thought it'd be fun. What kind of bread do I want this year? Cinnamon sugar bread. Is that a thing? I think it should be a thing. Someone was asking about, can you make holes and plant in a silage tarp like you would woven ground cover? Okay, so actually, like Ben Vincent from Vito Family Farms, they don't use woven ground cover. They do, but they don't just use that. They also use what's like these old billboards. So like you take a billboard down, he has a friend that tells them when they're coming down. And he basically lays those out and cuts them up and then plants in it. So it sounds about the same. Yeah, you guys really don't want me... you really don't want me taking care of the seed swap. That's probably not a good thing. But hey, I'll tell you what, nobody would go home without seeds. The dates are April 3rd and 4th. It's a Friday night and then a all-day Saturday event. Oh, man. I'm a little tired because I did honestly work pretty hard today. Four kids on a farm. What do you mean? What does my chore list look like? Like on a daily basis, or like what is my list right now of things I need to get done, like project wise? Rebecca Jeffries. I don't know exactly how many people are signed up. That's actually Ben Vincent's and Andrea's department. They keep track of that stuff. Do you have a structure around your compost pile, or do you just heap it? We did not have a structure around it. We basically just heaped it up and then turned it a few times, maybe. We're not that efficient at composting it. My project list is pretty long. I mean, we're getting stuff done. We're checking stuff off, but it seems like every time we check something off, like 5 things get added to it. So I don't think it'll ever end. Sophie, I understand. Sometimes I think, man, do I really want to be doing this, or would I rather be playing video games? Sometimes the answer is I would rather be playing video games. But I'm not. Okay, Jessica, I'm not playing video games. I'm just saying sometimes I think I would rather. Just trying to be honest here. Transparency. No judgment. Okay, Robert Whitaker. Irrigation video. My mama. Okay, so I was actually planning on having that out like Wednesday. But I think because I got the Traco yesterday and I'm going to be on the Traco today and I'm going to be on the Traco tomorrow before it leaves, I don't know that I'm going to get it done. Now, we've made a lot of progress. We're actually almost finished as far as installing it. I've got just enough left to film how we're doing it and like show you how it all hooks up. So maybe we can shoot it Wednesday and get it out Thursday or Friday. So I'll be like this week or next week. That's next week at the latest. So yeah, the irrigation is almost done, and I'm pretty excited about that video. The Haas Tools is who we use to help us get that all set up, and it's turning out awesome. So if you do need irrigation, Haas Tools is where you want to go to check it out. But if you want to wait until the video comes out, I'll give you a list or show you all the stuff that we're using from them to make it work right, if that makes sense. So that way you don't have to go up there and figure it out. We do not make our own sausage or smoke our own meats yet. Yeah, so the electric fence video, that was a huge education process for me. Like just learning about the different ways and different things that are available for people. That honestly, like, I just no one else is using this kind of stuff, not on YouTube at least. Um, so I'm really hoping I can team up with Gallagher. That's really what our desire is, to help educate and bring excellence to that. Their energizers, I'm telling you right now, their energizers, I think it's funny because anytime someone comes over and we're talking about this kind of stuff, I'll just literally, I'm like a Gallagher salesman, because I'm just like, I love their product so much. And I don't just like say that. Like, honestly, they sent me something to check it out, and I was kind of skeptical, being like, I've never heard of these guys. I don't know how this is going to go. But I'm telling you, as soon as I got my hands on it and got to, like, you know, when you pick something up and you can just feel the quality, you know what I'm saying? Like, you pick it up, oh, this isn't made in China. You pick this up and it's like, okay, this is made in, you know, somewhere not like China. Like, it's got some quality to it. And I'm pretty sure everything for them is made in New Zealand. So that's basically, you know, a very similar industry as like the United States. So it's just a really high quality item. The design points on the energizers are on point. I can't wait to actually put out the video about the different energizers, because I can't wait to tell you guys how awesome they are. But on top of that, the fact that they're regional. So this guy that came out, Kellen, is he has to cover 3 states. He's the regional sales guy for 3 whole states, and he spent 2 days working on our farm, getting it all set up properly. I was like, don't you have something you should go do to, like, that's like benefiting you? He's like, no, man, that's my favorite part of the job. I was like, well, all right. Like, I'm not going to complain, because he hooked us up. He taught me a ton of stuff. And they've got all the stuff that we use was all stuff you can get from their website. So, like, my pigs, like, they don't know it, but they're glad, because they can't break out. Now it's no longer a tempting thought. I honestly, when the turbo netting gets here, I cannot wait to show you guys. So, like, you know, we had a different energizer before, and we had a set of netting to go with it. Well, the energizer wasn't working. The pigs kept breaking out, not just of the netting, but of the wire that we had installed also. It just wasn't hitting like it needed to, was not carrying the charge like it should. And then the netting was not working so bad that the pigs literally just ripped it apart as it was electrified. Like, it was so not working that they literally just tore it to pieces. So what's cool about the Gallagher turbo netting is that, for, you know, example, the netting that we had before was like, you know, let's say it's 6 or 7 strands of the poly, which is the plastic, with like 3 strands of stainless steel. And the turbo netting is like 20 strands of poly and like 6 or 7 strands of stainless steel, and then 3 strands of copper. So it's like got way more conductive material, and it's a lot thicker netting. So, like, seriously, that paired with a solid energizer, and I think that the netting will actually be successful in keeping pigs in. Honestly, I've talked with Jason Robin at Big Bear Homestead, and, you know, they were using our previous setup, and their pigs are constantly breaking out also. So I'm really hoping that not only is this like these products good, but I'm really hoping it can, like, really help people accomplish what they're trying to accomplish with, like, their pigs or their garden or whatever, their chickens, with, like, quality products. I get really, like, passionate about quality stuff, like quality tools, or, you know, good quality energizer or whatever. I like it. I don't like junk. No, anyways, done. When will the pavilion table be done? Well, we just put the roof on it, which it actually looks pretty phenomenal. We've got a few details to finish up on that. So, you know, we put a copper colored tin roof on it, and it looks freaking great. But I've got to finish up some details on that to make sure that it's watertight. And then I've got to, honestly, it's really hard because, like, we're got all these seedlings going. We've got to get the beds amended. We've got to finish putting in the perennial fence and then the perennial borders. And then we got to bring in the dirt for the perennial garden. Then we got to plant the perennial garden. And so I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to fit the table in. Honestly, if I'm being real honest, it'll probably be like after the Shindig. Honestly, I don't see me being able to get it done before then. So yeah, we have a zip line, and no, it is not up yet. Yeah, so in case y'all missed that, like a viewer sent us this epic gift. It's a 85-foot long zip line, like legitimate cable, handlebars, like pretty cool. So I am going to have to figure out where we're going to put it up. I feel like I want to build some kind of platform or something rather than putting it in a tree, because I want to be able to put it like in the middle of like open space, so that way there's no risk of them running into a tree or something like that. So I haven't figured. I'm gonna have to really think about the zip line thing, but I am really excited about getting it set up. Yeah, the list never ends, ever. Yeah, the boys have actually been asking me to set up a zip line for like 2 years, and I'm like, yeah, maybe we'll get to that. Maybe that'll happen. And then someone was like, here's a zip line. Now I'm like, now I gotta set up a zip line. But I think it's pretty cool. I mean, I think it's cool that they even sell a kit that has a zip line kit. Like, I didn't even know that was a thing. Oh man. Now, also, it's a handlebar thing, but it's got a setup on the front where I could probably run like an eye. It's hard to explain, but essentially it's like, something would fit on the outsides and run a pin through it and lock the pin in. And then that you could run to a carabiner, and from the carabiner to a harness. So really it's got like the possibility of a safety mechanism where you can like harness them up, hook up to the slider, and then they can hold on. But if they happen to let go, they'll still ride the zip line without being able to fall off. So I'm probably, especially with my little kids, I'm going to set something up that's has a little bit more safety to it. That's another reason why. So I got to figure out where it's got enough incline. I've got to figure out if we're going to build a platform, all that kind of stuff. So we'll get to the zip line. I don't know when. Yeah, it's rated for way heavier than me, so it should be good for everybody. That's what the book says. I'm over halfway through live. Yeah, I'm really running out of stuff to talk about. Finally getting chicks this weekend. How big should I build the coop? I'm assuming and run for 6 chickens. Do a Google search on how much square inches you need per chicken for the coop and for the run, and that'll tell you. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's recommended to go 12, so 12 by 12 inch square per chicken, or you can, but sometimes people go down to 10, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pulling this off the top of my head, so Samantha, where do we donate? Donate what? What are we donating for? Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a net. I don't think that's doable. I think the harness will probably be as safe as we need to get. I don't know if a net's going to be something that's possible. I don't want to say I'm also considering how much time I actually have to put towards something which is mostly just for fun and not for actually producing food. And so, why did we choose blanket hoops over plastic? I don't know. I didn't choose it. That's a good question, though. What hotel should I call for the Shindig? Actually, go to VW Family Farm and watch their Shindig video, because in it they tell you that we've got a deal worked out with 2 hotels in Cersei for a special rate for the Shindig. So, but I don't know which ones it is. So you'll have to watch their video to get the information. What projects are you most excited about this summer? Okay, so we've been doing Dave Ramsey, but now we've really started taking it serious, like super serious, and like really getting a strict budget. And so like we're going to be finishing up that, paying off the debt part in like beginning of June. And so once that's done, one of the things that we're going to do a couple of things. But one of the things we're going to do in July is we're actually going to put a shop in. And so we've been researching about how we want to do it, and what is it going to cost. So, and it's not going to be crazy. It's going to be like a 25 by 25. I'll probably do some 12-foot lean-tos on each side for storing the tractor. And I'm thinking about putting like my junk pile storage underneath the other lean-to to keep it out of the rain. So I'm working out all those details, but honestly, putting the shop in is probably the thing I'm most excited about this summer, honestly. All right. Making things go too fast. Samantha, thank you for that. Thank you for making me dream bigger. Well, that's awesome to know that we have been able to help you do that. What is my personal favorite part of the homesteading lifestyle? My favorite part of being able to do what I'm doing, which is not necessarily, I guess, see, for me, it's like being able to be at home with my kids and doing this as like my career. Like that's my favorite part. But I understand that not everyone gets to do that. So I'm not like trying to brag or anything, but it's just the hand that we are dealt. So I do love it. Tom, what's up, man? Tom from Murray McMurray Hatchery. He stole my wife. Not really, guys, not like that. But she is up there to visit them. So when she gets back, she'll be putting out a video where she gets to go collect all the baby chips. And if you don't know what baby chips are, then you need to go look at Jessica's Instagram and watch Benjamin, when he was like 2, hold his first baby chick. And he's like, baby chip, so cute. Yeah, so right now my shop is the equivalent of a garage full of other stuff too. And it's not really a shop. So I want to get my own space. Honestly, if I had a shop, I could set up some shop tools. Like I think I'd build more furniture, or even just like finishing, like, furniture project type stuff. I just don't do it now because I don't have space. Actually, you know what? I started some tea. I'm going to go get my tea. Okay, got the tea. Vanilla. It's one of my favorite teas. Good night, Cosmopolitan cornbread. Cornbread. I thought about doing the container shop stuff. Honestly, we've looked at it and priced it out. I think I'm going to go with just a regular shop because that's what I feel led to do for this property. And maybe it's not necessarily feeling led to do it for myself, but maybe for the next person. Like, I don't know. I just feel like we and Jessica both feel like we're just supposed to put it in a nice little shop. Now, even though I know I'm not staying here. Okay, so now that your little brother has moved in next door, will that keep you on this homestead longer? No, it won't. And actually, he hasn't quite moved in yet. He's starting to fix it up. So he's like, right now he's in demo mode. So he's tearing everything out that needs to be replaced and getting stuff fixed. But they'll be moved in after they get married in June. So, but no, that's not changing our timeline as far as like how long we will be at this property. We're on 7 acres now, counting both properties, so counting this house and the one next door. And I think I want to go to a property that's, I don't really want to go less than 60 acres when we move, but I would be okay going bigger. Well, congratulations, Nikki, on growing seedlings. We haven't figured out where we're going to go. We haven't really looked into that yet, but I mean, I'm open. Like, we haven't nailed anything down as far as where we're going to go or where we're not going to go. So we'll just see. Like, honestly, I'm not like pressing to make decisions on that or figure it out. Like, it'll happen when it's supposed to. But when we plan on moving, I'm going to get back into horses for sure. We're going to get a really nice herd of beef cattle. I don't know exactly which one. And then we'll have a nice herd of dairy cows. And then we'll probably expand everything that we're already currently doing. Like, when we get to like a bigger property like that, like, we're going to start farming like Joel Salatin, regenerative farming. So Timbers, what are you teaching your boys this summer, Maya? I've been teaching Jackson how to use his tools that we got him, teaching him how to build stuff. And as far as the 3 little boys, Toby's really been, I've been teaching Toby a lot about basketball. I was a really good basketball player in high school. And Benjamin's just furthering his farming and gardening knowledge. Yeah, I'm not. That's one of the reasons why we want a good chunk of land is because of cattle and horses, because they'll take up most of that. I mean, honestly, most of what you're going to run on a regular homestead is going to be within like a 10-acre area. And then the rest of it will be for like your big grazers, like your cows and stuff. Malia is the oldest, then Jackson and Asher, Toby, Ezra, and Benjamin. Yeah, guys. So, Hey, It's a Good Life is coming to the Shindig, and she's actually going to be our master of ceremonies. She's going to be emceeing the whole thing. So, hip, hip, hooray for our MC, Natalie. All right, we got 15 minutes left. Is there a reason why we are waiting to move? Yes. Okay, moving on. Oh man, the Shindig's gonna be fun because essentially all of our really good friends are coming, so that should be a blast. Mama KT. Anybody can come, but this year there is a cost for the Shindig, but it's not much. It's $10 per adult for Saturday. Kids 18 and under are free. And then Friday, if you want to eat the meal. So okay, let me explain. The $10 ticket for Saturday actually gets you in the door Friday if you're not eating. If you're just wanting to come Friday, then you can come with your $10 ticket for Saturday. If you're wanting to eat with us, then you buy the $12 meal plate ticket. So, but for Friday and the meal, it's $12 per person. No specification on kids or not. It was getting way too complicated to try and figure out kids' plates versus adults' plates. And honestly, guys, we're only 4 people, and it wasn't possible to make all that happen. So we just set it at $12 a plate. If you're not going to hurt our feelings if you don't come, because if I had a bunch of kids, I might not be able to come either. I understand. It's just what we had to do. Are there reservations? Yes. So you can go to VW Family Farms video, look up VW Family Farm Shindig Video 2020, and it'll give you the Eventbrite, which is where you buy your tickets at, and then you buy your meal ticket. It'll explain all that. Now, this week we'll also be putting out our own video with the same kind of links in it, with also a link to our own website that'll have all the schedule and the link to the tickets and all that. Okay, did I miss something? See this? Leslie, I've never done vermiculture, so I don't know. $12 is just for the meal for Friday. Just for the meal. That's all it's getting. It's buying you a plate of food. That's what it's going to cost per plate because of inflation or whatever. Barbecue's getting expensive, guys. So it's $12 per plate. It's barbecue. It'll be Southern barbecue. It won't be nasty barbecue. It'll be good. But it is barbecue. And that just buys you the plate. To get in, general admission is $10, and that's on the Saturday ticket. Okay? What are you most looking forward to at the Shindig? Will there be tickets at the door? Yes, there will be tickets at the door. You don't have to pre-purchase all of them. We'll be able. The only thing you cannot buy at the door is the meal ticket. Obviously, we have to have a cutoff date to be able to give the caterer an exact number of who we're having. So if you're wanting to come for the meal, if you're wanting to eat with us, then you need to have that done. And I'm going to say most likely by like the mid third week of March, or even earlier than that. I got to talk to Ben about that. But there's going to be a cutoff on the meal. Now, for general admission, just show up Saturday if you don't want to buy a ticket ahead of time, and just buy a ticket. We'll have people there. No big deal. North Star Prep Center, the meal on Friday. So the doors are opening at 4. Vendors will come and set up. People will hang out. And the meal starts at 6. The talk starts at 7. And it'll end when it ends. So there you go. Have you been liking your drone? I don't use it that much. I'm going to use it a lot more this summer, or I'm going to use it again this spring and summer to get new footage of the different stuff that's changed. But once we actually had like the aerial of the garden and some other stuff like that, like we don't have like a massive property, and so there wasn't a whole lot else to film type thing. So I like it. It's really cool. I just don't have anything else to shoot with it yet. Oh, she will be back this week sometime. I think Thursday or something like that. Yeah, I might try and get some comparison pics, or at least like a comparison panoramic view type thing. Because like, I did a really cool pan of the garden last spring, so I'll probably do it again. Why did we start raising alpacas? Because my wife is in love with them. That's the only reason. That's the only purpose. They have no other purpose. Sorry, that's just true. Is it any chance you will do a nerd channel for all of us Star Trek nerds? I think there's a pretty good chance that we're going to be doing something like that. But we're still working out logistics and making sure it's set up right. Gold shop farm. But I think the chances are good. We're just, like I said, when you're already doing other stuff and homesteading and raising a family and all that stuff, it's kind of hard to get everything going. But I do think that it has value, and so we are going to do it. Okay, so I don't know exactly what Tuesday we're going to start on. Morgan's saying we should go ahead and start talking about it. Okay, so me, Morgan Gold, and Ethan from 180 Years from Average have been talking over the last month and a half, and we are actually getting really close to launching our own Sci-fi live. So it'll be just for we're going to do a live once a week with the three of us, and we're just going to be talking about different nerd topics. Now, the reason why we've been kind of getting it all in order before we launch is because we've been setting up soundboards and coming up with different topics and, trying to get it all to run through. So anyways, I don't know. I need to talk with Morgan. So we'll get together with Morgan and Ethan probably tomorrow sometime. We are going to be launching the Sci-Fi Nerd live channel, and the name is I can't believe we're naming it this. Pew Pew Pew, which actually I thought it was a pretty clever name. But we went back and forth on a bunch of different names, and I think that one really covers all the topics. Pew 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 is going to be launching soon. I'm pretty excited about it because I can certainly nerd out on some stuff. Pew, 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 pew. What fandoms? Nothing's off limits. So, I mean, we all have different strengths, I think. I would say anything from any Star Trek series, original series, all the way through the new ones. I've been watching Discovery and Picard and have lots of thoughts about it. Star Wars, obviously. We also have very strong opinions about that stuff. But we've also we've talked about just for the stuff that me and Morgan and Ethan have talked about. So this isn't even on the show, but Harry Potter, obviously I've read all the books. We've watched all the movies. The Marvel, easy. That's easy. DC, I'm not a big DC fan, so that won't be a strong suit of mine. Like, I've never really gotten into DC. I mean, Batman is probably my favorite of them, but it's still, honestly, they've screwed Batman up more than they've gotten it right. So, not really my favorite thing. So, but even obscure stuff, Babylon 5, Stargate SG-1, Stargate Atlantis, Stargate Universe. Are they rebooting Stargate? Firefly, Andromeda. I mean, I've seen pretty much every sci-fi show that's ever been created, I would think. If not, I've seen almost all of them. Like, there's some pretty, like, obscure, nerdy stuff, is all I'm saying. We'll go wherever we need to go. Uncharted universes, you know what I'm saying? Doctor Who, see, that's not really my strong suit. I've actually tried to get into Doctor Who, and it's not really my cup of tea. Now, I've seen some of it, but it's just not my thing. Now, honestly, I think Morgan is probably, if I had to guess, a pretty big Doctor Who fan. So he'll be the guy that has to ramble on about that kind of stuff. I did like the movies Dune. I actually had... No, I don't think this is the original Dune. This was the remake Dune, but it's still pretty old now, and they made 2 of them, and I thought that they were well done. I actually bought them while I was in the Marine Corps in Okinawa and watched them while I was in Okinawa. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, the thing's almost done. Yeah, see, Dolce, I knew you'd be a freaking Doctor Who guy. I just knew it. Yeah, and honestly, here's the other thing is like, I hope people come to bring stuff that we don't know about, because there's got to be good stuff that we don't know about. So let's talk about whatever. Star Trek Picard is pretty good. I was talking with Jessica's uncle, her youngest uncle, Miles, and he was watching Discovery, and he got to like the first season when he got to the episode where they went to the alternate universe, and he was like, man, I don't know about this, and turned it off. Now, for me, I knew the connection, and a lot of people didn't make the connection, is that the alternate universe that they went to in Discovery was the same one that was mentioned not only in the original series, but also with Enterprise, and if I'm not mistaken, Deep Space Nine. And so it's all kind of interconnected. And he kind of like was like, oh, that turned him off, and so he didn't finish. I said, listen, you need to go back and get through season 1. It wasn't the best, but it was good. But I'll tell you right now, my favorite piece of Star Trek cinematography is season 2 of Discovery. They killed it. I honestly just recently watched season 2 again just because it was so good. Yeah, I know. That's also really funny because it's like pew, pew, pew. And there's 3 of us talking, so. Jackie McCain, Calico Cottage Plants. Is there anything that Jessica grows in my garden that I don't like to eat? Honestly, I don't even have to answer that because everyone who has been with us for 6 months or so probably knows what the main thing is I don't eat out of the garden. If this was a trivia question, could you pass? Tomatoes. That's correct. I do not eat raw tomatoes. Can't do it. But man, my tea's gone. It was so good. I love chai tea. It's my favorite kind of tea. Isn't that crazy? My wife is like the tomato queen, and I can't eat tomatoes. Now, I love what tomatoes make. Salsa, sauces, whatever. It's all good. But I just can't eat a raw tomato. Can't do it. No, sir. Oh, my goodness. Mm-hmm. Well, I guess the buffering stopped because I got a text from Jessica saying, "Did you know you're buffering?" I'm like, "Well, I guess I didn't pay attention to that." Yeah, ground trays will change your life. All right, see you later, Morgan. Let's talk tomorrow sometime. I'll just message you guys on the group text, and we'll figure out when we're going to launch this thing into orbit. You know what I mean? Get it, launch it into orbit. You know, pew pew pew. All right, guys. That's an hour. I actually have a ton of stuff to do, so I can't hang out much longer than that. But when we have a definitive date of the pew 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 launch, we will be sure to get it out to you guys. All right, that's it. I bless you guys. Until next time.